Welcome to the Books, Beards, Booze podcast, where we talk books, drink booze, and have beards.
All right. As always, I am Bob of Tales by Bob.
And I'm Derek from the island nation of Cacon.
Nice. Derek has started reading Jade City.
And it's good. I like it a lot. And there's a second book, so that's good to know.
Is it out?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't know it was out. I definitely am looking forward to reading that. I've read Jade City. Loved it. I actually did. There's a review of it on the blog, but in short, it's The Godfather dipped into a bowl of a Jet Li movie. They kind of mixed together. Mm-hmm. It's real good.
Yeah, so far it's been... I had a little problem with it at the very beginning because the first section of the book that had to do with the potential thief.
Yeah,
I thought that those were going to be the main character. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like the way this is going.
Yeah,
and then that was like, oh no, it's just introducing you to the main character. So I was like, okay, cool, because he loves the shit.
Yeah.
So.
And that thief shows back up.
Yeah, I know he does. He keeps showing. I don't like those interlude parts either, but I know he's going to come back and do something because I'm at a part where he's about to do something real stupid.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And that's going to go well, I'm sure.
Always. Yeah. So let's, I'd say what we're drinking, but you're doing Sober October.
I am. So, which is really disappointing because you sat down these beautiful proprietary Books, Beard, Booze shot glasses right here in front of us.
Yeah.
And I guess I can
drink some apple juice out of it.
Yeah, well, all I got is water, but I can take a shot of water.
Yeah, we might do some shots later. But I've got Clyde Mays, Alabama style, as always. Been trying to find some more stills, Crossroads, and failing miserably. But diving into our news, first up, here's my book news. Amazon Prime Video is launching a 1-hour series based on the Wheel of Time property.
Which is terrifying. And, but also something I've been wanting for many years.
Yeah, it's, I am optimistic about it. And for a couple of reasons. First off, Derek, who's the main character of Wheel of Time?
Aliens. You guys can't see me. I did the hand motions.
Right.
Aliens. But no, it's Rand.
Right. So, who's the character that doesn't get mentioned in the little intro that I read about it?
Rand.
Yeah. They are...
that does not inspire confidence.
But it does. I kind of like how they're going with it and why I think this could be real successful.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So it says, the Wheel of Time series will follow the character Moraine, who works for an all-woman organization called the Aes Sedai, as she searches for 5 young men and women across the world in which only women can use magic. It's like the blurb.
Yeah.
Which is, Moraine focuses on those 5 people because she believes one of them might be the reincarnation of an incredibly powerful individual who prophecies say will either save humanity or destroy it. Amazon is quoted as saying. Apparently, the opening scene, as written, is Rand and his dad walking through the woods.
I have problems already.
Why do you have problems with it?
If they want to pitch it as Moraine's the main character, I think that could be real good.
I don't know that she's the main...
the way they mention it in that.
Yeah, I think she's more of the instigating...
But the reason I say that is because I was like, if they did it from the perspective of so that you don't know who the Dragon Reborn is.
Yeah.
So that they
I think that's what they're going to do. I think that's what they're going to do.
Which is super cool. I like that. Yeah. So they kind of present it in such a way that it's not readily obvious. But just... And it could be just that the summary is poorly written, but if the summary is super correct, I'm concerned with the way...
Well, they're still writing the script and haven't even started filming, so I wouldn't work... Trust me, I went into the Tor comment section and mother of fucking God. Sci-fi fantasy nerds, of which I proudly am, we're the fucking worst. there are people in there having lengthy, endless debates on a promo blurb written by someone who's probably never read Wheel of Time, but is involved in the project. They're just a PR person. And one guy was going all fucking in on this because it's like, where it says, who prophecies say will either save humanity or destroy it. He was like, well, that just ruins the whole series. Because clearly the whole dynamic tension of this series is that he's going to save humanity, but in the process destroy it. And it's that interplay that is what carries the whole series. No. It's like Killa, calm down. It's just like, oh my god, just simmer down now. But yeah.
Well, okay, Bob, but here's the thing. Killa.
Yeah.
Simmer down now.
Oh god,
one person's opinion. Calm down.
Well,
it's fine.
If it was one person in the comments, this would not have warranted a mention. That comment section was
if it was
a Mos Eisley Stay Sport.
If it was 100 people, still that's. I mean, it sold what I say, 50 books. Come on,
sold 90 million.
Yeah, that's what I said. 50.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm not doing the math. But
how many books do you think Game of Thrones sold?
120.
70 million.
So, that's significantly fewer books. You're right. Yeah.
Yes, 20 million fewer books, but
no. I mean the length, because isn't it only like
there's 5? They have 5 books. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've sold 70 million of 5 as opposed to 90 million of 14.
I'm excited for more, even if it's crap or if it's like only marginally good. I'm just excited that more people will read the books after it comes out. That's always what I'm excited about.
Yeah, they're probably going to be disappointed.
Nah, because they probably have better taste than you.
No. Things that have me excited about this. 1, the series will use European and Asian culture influences, including Buddhism and Hinduism. So, capturing that Asian flair that the series has in places. That's subtle, but
I just hope. Okay, well,
what?
I just hope that they do it like like the way it was actually in the books. So like the Shan Chan and the Borderlands have the more of the Asian feel, and like the other places have different types of influence. Like I just hope that it still matches like it does in the book, because what was it? Tyr. Well, Tyr has a kind of Asian feel too, but most of them are fairly European. I just hope they kind of stay fairly true to that. Because, I mean, I know you said European and Asian, but it was just making me think. I was like, I hope they don't mix and match incorrectly on that.
That's a pretty fine hair to split there, D.D.
I would disagree.
What type of armor they wear in a particular place is the least of my worries about this series.
Nah, man.
Like, if they nail the story, they get good characters, and it doesn't come off as like a sci-fi, kind of crap series, that's what I'm worried about. The fact that this country isn't exactly particularly that style of Asian or that style of European.
My thing is, all of the little things are what affects whether or not those things happen. Like, obviously, you still have to have good actors and a decent script and shit like that, but it's everything that plays into stuff like this. Especially if they want it to be like a big hit, then they gotta. Look, man. I get nervous when they start trying to. Have you seen Legend of the Seeker?
Yeah, well, like a couple episodes. But you see, they didn't stick particularly close to.
Yeah,
I mean, seemingly they fucking nailed the armor and everything, but the rest of it was fucking crap.
Well, also, you keep saying armor. I'm not talking about the armor. I'm talking about the philosophy of the countries, like so that the type of people that live there and the way they act.
All right.
Which is relevant to the book.
Okay. I'm less worried about that.
Yeah, I'm worried about all of the things. I was about to say, but if someone was doing it on fucking Black Company, you'd be concerned about all the things.
But therein, it's different, though. Like, I wouldn't care. Like, so the Books of the South are based heavily on India.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they changed it to have a very Chinese influence, I would not care. As long as these... You didn't even read most of those books.
I've read the first two of the South.
It's... The only thing that matters at all is the religions, and it's fantasy religions. Yeah. Like, there is like a caste system, there is an ethnic group, but they could have easily, instead of using an Indian theme to it all, they could have, if they were filming it, they could use a Chinese theme to the look and everything. And as long as the story is the same, the characters are the same, that's what matters to me. Yeah. I don't care that this made-up country in the book is Indian, but in the TV show is more South African.
I think you've made that abundantly clear. So. And also, just again, why you're wrong, and you're allowed to be wrong. That's what I bring to this.
I think what makes Game of Thrones such a success
is that I don't know anything about the books.
Well, no, it's like it has changed some stuff.
Yeah,
but the core story, it's staying very true to the core story. Like, there are some little changes.
Yeah, and I understand that. See, that's what, like, with this, I'm not concerned about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I am...
Like, because, so that's, to me, that's what makes it so good and such a success. If they had done Game of Thrones and everyone looked like they came out of a Jet Li film, it looked nothing like the bulk of it's very European. Like, if they'd changed it to look Southeast Asian. Like, if they stuck to the plot of everything, I still think it would be as much of a success, because people aren't sitting there critiquing Lannister clothing. It's, they're like, oh my god, the Red Wedding, those fucks.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. Like, sure, if given the opportunity, they can keep it accurate, fine, great, good, but I don't worry about splitting that fine of a hair on a TV adaptation of a show. I care more about the acting and the story. Like, get that right, and then it's going to be filmed on Amazon. Visually, it's going to look good. So
I haven't watched that many Amazon originals. I don't know how good their original content is, but I imagine they're dropping serious change on it.
I don't think they've said how much they're actually dropping on this.
Well, if they're not, then we're screwed.
But well, no, they're dropping a lot. But I mean, they're spending like $1 billion on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like, they haven't even really started filming or anything. Last thing of note to say about this: one of the guys involved in it is Larry Mondragon. His last name.
His actual name.
Yeah, like Larry Mondragon.
That's
of Red Eagle Entertainment. Like, it made me think of Lan Mandragoran.
And Red Eagle Entertainment is the Red Eagle of Manetheren.
So, and that was probably probably this was created for this, but Larry Mondragon or Mondragon.
I don't care, man. It's because it's fucking Red Eagle of Manetheren.
Yeah. So what you got? Booze news.
Booze news. That 1926 McKellen that I was talking about.
Yeah.
That was So here I looked up a whole bunch of articles about it.
What did it sell for?
It's not super specific. It said that it broke the record, but it still said it was only $1.1 million, which is what the last one sold for. So I'm guessing it's 1.1, and then
they were predicting 1.4, weren't they?
I forget exactly
1.2 or 1.4.
1.2 is I think what they were going for. But see, that's the thing is, I also found another article that said it was more like 1.6 after you factor in.
Was it currency exchange a factor in that?
Yeah, well, yeah, but they were also saying that as a total it would cost that because they counted in the what's it called? Basically, the price of being able to buy it. Like, it's a convenience fee or something like that for the. And I guess that's probably a percentage of the total price, and it comes up to like $260,000.
I wonder if the person's going to drink this, or is they investing?
The article said more likely than not that it's not going to be drank. It's probably just going to be kept because it's coming in a glass case with like this nice wood stand. I don't know if it's stand.
It should come in a specially crafted trunk of a Bentley. Is what it should.
It doesn't. It comes. It comes with a wooden like wardrobe that like the person that owned it before him went and got from like the distillery that made it, kind of thing. Like,
nice.
Just some ridiculously over, but Yeah, so there were some discrepancies between 1.1 and 1.6. I couldn't find specifics, and I read like 5 or 6 different articles, and it was varying in some of them. The one that said 1.6, I will admit, seemed the least credible of all the sources that I went to, so I don't think it was that. But either way, they pretty much said it set the record. It set the record. Okay. And even if it only set the record by a little bit, even if nothing else, it matched what the last one was. Okay. So I think that's pretty cool.
And another bit of follow-up news, those Game of Thrones scotches have hit.
Yeah, I saw a review.
I saw the bottles. I saw like all of them laid out there side by side. They look real cool.
I saw a review for the someone who did the White Walker, Johnny Walker White, or whatever it is. Yeah. But I didn't watch the video yet. Yeah. I just kind of added it to my watch later queue.
My booze news. So in Patna, India, apparently it's an area like Bihar. It's a dry county or something like that. Rats have been drinking up the booze. The cops confiscated some booze that had been seized, and they had 200 beer cans in the storeroom. Yeah, had neat holes chewed in the aluminum steel top. But then, apparently back in May of 2017, several liters of alcohol also went missing that was blamed on drunkard rodents. That's a quote. But officials who've investigated think that there's not really rats, or at least in the liquor incident, that the cops are either drinking or selling it and then blaming it on rats.
I love that that's what happened, and then this happened, and they're like, oh, thank God. Yeah. See?
It was totally rats.
Yeah, it was totally the rats last time, too, bro. We weren't going to just... And you're like, I'm not... You think I chewed through a can to drink it? Nah, I know how to pop a top.
Right. What you got? Beard news.
Beard news, and courtesy of you showing me that Snapchat ESPN thing, Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
Cut off his iconic beard. He was a hockey player.
No, he still has a beard.
Yeah, but I mean...
It's not the iconic beard.
Yeah, his iconic beard. Like, his beard, go look up pictures of Joe Thornton. Yeah. It's, down to mid-chest.
Yeah, it's
epic It's beard. A significant friggin' beard. And I don't even remember why he decided to cut it off, but he ended up getting rid of it. And,
I never heard a reason.
I don't know either.
Not that I can remember.
Not that I can remember either. And I just read an article about it, so I could just be completely blanking on it. Either way, people are just kind of making...
End of an era.
Yeah, people are just kind of making fun. It's like, I can't even recognize him anymore.
Yeah, he is. He looks completely different.
Yeah.
My beard news. So, Governor Matt Bevin, the governor of Kentucky, is putting the fate of his facial hair in the hands of Kentuckians to raise money for charity. $1 equals 1 vote. And you have 5 options to choose from.
Oh, that's amazing.
The Samson, which is a full beard. The Anchorman, which is a Ron Burgundy-style mustache. The Fu Manchu. The Colonel, a nod to Kentucky Fried Chicken founders Harlan Sanders. Or the Clean Shave. He said, for 3 months I have heard many comments about my beard. Most women hate it, 100% of bearded men love it, and most folks have opinions somewhere in between. Glenna, his wife, and I have a passion for Kentucky's 9,000 foster youth and ask you to please consider making a generous tax-deductible contribution to the We Are Kentucky Foundation. 100% of the money raised goes to We Are Kentucky, which is Glenna Bevin's charity for foster care and adoption initiatives.
That is the best thing I've heard all week.
Yeah, that's amazing. I could see us doing something like that on
here.
I
was just about to say, okay, now that that's been said, Bob, I need you to put your money where your mouth is. I need you to grow, not shave your beard between now and this time next year.
Do you No Shave November?
Except for all year, yeah. You let it get as long, you can trim it so that it's not
Yeah, super crazy.
Just to keep it out of your mouth and stuff like that, but the beard part grow, and then do a fundraiser.
Yeah.
For either...
We'll put a pin in that. We'll ponder.
We'll discuss this off air. But yeah, that's what I would do. And then just let people do their things.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Yeah, I got my book news.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
I found another one of those articles, 7 books coming out this month that are science fiction fantasy. There were 2 I wanted to quickly mention because there's not a lot to talk about because I haven't read them yet. Just things that I found interesting. A book called Tomorrow Factory by Rich Larson, who's a recent or from what I understand, is a fairly new science fiction author. This is a collection of his short stories. He had his first, I think his debut actual novel came out recently.
Yeah.
He's got a whole bunch of short fiction. I think it's military sci-fi. It has a lot to do with cyborgs, robots, and deep space exploration, so I thought that sounded pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But then the one I'm most interested in is a book called Mage Against the Machine by Sean Barger. I'm not sure. I actually couldn't find how to say his name after I teased you. Yeah, I actually couldn't find it. I tried to find interviews and everything. Just couldn't do it. But apparently it's a story, or a world in which, in the year 2120, the world's been ravaged by magic technology, killing off humanity. Mages now live in, like, safety domes to keep everybody safe. And the mage responsible for keeping the spells up that protect them basically finds out that humanity's not extinct, that they're out in the wasteland still alive fighting a war against the machines, and he has to decide whether or not he's going to risk himself to go out and try and help or stay safely behind the dome. So it's like, oh, that sounds cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right, well, let's, how about we cue up some harmonica?
All right.
And we are back.
Woo!
Doing a book battle this week. And I really like this question.
It's a good question.
Mostly because there's only one correct answer.
I mean, one, you're wrong. But I will give you that I don't have a super solid good answer.
Oh, I do. Oh, this is the only correct. All right. So the question is, if you could bring one literary character back to life, who would it be? And when we were talking about this, we decided, like, the idea is either, like, the character didn't die, or they only appeared to die and something wicked wild happened, or maybe they were, in the story, it's a magical setting, they were brought back to life, but for whatever reason, that character doesn't die. And then the follow-up is you have to explain how it changes things. So
just to preface this, this is the kind of thing that made me start writing to begin with. Because I used to like watching anime and TV shows and reading books, and I would always get stuck on parts where, like, this thing happened, but what if it hadn't?
Yeah.
How would the story go? I think it would have been really cool if the story had gone like this instead.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is literally where my love of story came from.
Okay.
So I think about this shit way too much.
And how about, since you're going to give the wrong answer, you go first.
Well, I don't have a great answer, because most of mine are always like people either I don't necessarily want to talk about being dead right now because you haven't finished the series or something like that, or they die in a fashion that's kind of timely. Like,
you don't have any answer?
No, I do. I mean, first of all, there's Locklear, like we've discussed, from Raymond E. Feist's. Is it called the Midkemia stuff?
Rift War?
Well, see, because I thought the Rift War was just the first trilogy, or the first 4 books. Is it the Midkemian Cycle or something? Whatever it is.
Midkemian books.
The Midkemian books. He kills Locklear off in a book, like, off screen, and that always has fucking bothered me.
Yeah.
Like, he was in, like, 3 other books. I liked the character, and then he just gets offed off screen, and, like, they kind of tell you what happened.
Yeah.
But, like, seriously? Seriously? Like, you can't even let the dude have a moment of, like, oh, man, went down like a baller. No, he just dies.
Yeah.
That's some
and you don't
bullshit.
see it. Just get told.
Yes, I didn't like that. That bothered me.
Well, if he was alive, how would things have gone different? Interestingly,
I've only read this book in the series once, which is extremely rare. But if the book is set in Great Kesh, you're not going to remember much about this world, I don't think. But basically, it's in the most political intrigue of all the books.
Yeah.
And he was killed by, like, I think some kind of spy master from them. So, like, clearly he was getting involved in some stuff that maybe he shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Something like that. I feel like just whatever bad happened immediately after, he probably could have prevented, because like that's probably why he got killed, is he found out something he wasn't supposed to know.
Okay.
So just interesting. Maybe the relationship between Great Kesh and the Kingdom of the Isles would have been better right around that time. I don't know. Again, that's just like an ancient thing for me. Like as soon as you said if a character didn't die, that is the first thing that comes to mind, because I just remember reading that book in my grandma's house in the back room and going, "Oh, that motherfucker's dead? Are you kidding me? Like that? This is some bullshit." And then it's one of those where I got like teary-eyed. Didn't cry, but got teary-eyed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even because like the character was gone that I liked so much. But I was just like, it's not like I loved the character. He was an okay character. I liked him, but like, that's just frustrating. Like you don't, like he's been around, and then you just I don't even know, I don't get to see it. I don't get to like, this is some bullshit. But other than that, let's see. One of the more, that would have been an interesting one. The puppy that dies in the first Farseer book. Yeah. In Assassin's Apprentice. I wonder what would happen had he not died saving Burge. Like if that puppy had survived. Yeah. I wonder if Fitz wouldn't have survived the rest of the books. Because a lot of what got him through all that was the fact that he bonded with Night Eyes, and who gave him like that wolf's edge. Yeah. And then also was kind of what he rode with the wolf to save himself from getting assassinated in the second book. So it's like, if it weren't for that puppy being killed, there's no way he survives the other books. There's just no way.
You're getting closer to a right answer. Yeah. I mean, you've been wrong so far, but you're in the ballpark of a right answer.
What's your answer?
Well,
what do you got for me?
Just a thought I had, which would make the series a lot cooler, was if the brothers in Lies of Locke and Morgan died.
I thought about that as I was speaking earlier.
How that would affect things, I'd be more motivated to read the next two books.
Well, they're in the next two books.
In like flashback stuff, right?
Yeah, but there's like full storylines in the back story.
Yeah, I don't know. Them dying was a buzzkill. Yeah. But no, the correct answer, the only correct answer, is Old Dan from Where the Red Fern Grows. For those who haven't read it, stop what you're doing and go read that book. It's a timeless classic of American literature.
Stop this so that I can go read it.
You haven't read it? Oh man, it was like required reading when I was at school. Where the Red Fern Grows. Where the Red Fern Grows is a story about a young boy in the Ozark Mountains. All he wants in life is 2 red-bone coonhounds. That's all he wants out of life. Mm-hmm. And his family's too poor to buy them, so he works for 2 years, saving up every penny possible. His granddad helps him, and he finally gets these 2 puppies. Raises them to be coonhounds. They have all these adventures.
Question: what exactly is a coonhound?
They hunt raccoons.
Is that okay? I was about to say, is it exactly what it sounds like? I didn't know people hunt raccoons, or is it just kind of like to keep them away?
There are people within like where you lived in Highland, within like 5 miles of you that their main activity on the weekends was coon hunting.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Would explain why I never saw any coons out there on
but yeah, no, so it's just this heartwarming tale of boys and his dogs getting into adventures, and at the end, towards the end of the book, a mountain lion attacks him, and his dogs, they made it into a movie too.
Yeah, I seem to remember some of
his dogs like fight off the mountain lion. But old Dan dies of his wounds like later that night, and the other dog, Little Ann, just like loses the will to live and just dies. And so there's like a legend that like a red fern can only grow where an angel touches, and so he buries his dogs, and a red fern grows in between their graves. Mm. It's the saddest thing like ever.
Only because you haven't.
But if old Dan didn't die, then Little Ann wouldn't died, and he could have kept having adventures with his dogs, and that book would have ended happily. It would have been great.
No, it would have just gone longer until eventually they died of old age, and that would have been sad.
But then their lives wouldn't have been cut short. He would have gotten full enjoyment.
How long did the dog live?
Man, I haven't read that book in
20
years. But no, man, old Dan. Yeah. Throw a happy ending on that book. I mean, the book could have just ended with, because how the book ends is they won like a coon hunting contest kind of deal, and the money he won from that was enough money that his family could move out of like bumfuck Ozarks into town. So the book could have ended with, oh hey, so we don't get to go coon hunting, but now we get to live in town. And so then this person could have wrote a sequel book of, look at the rascally adventures these dogs get into, stealing pies from people's houses and stuff like that.
Here's a question, and this is only tangentially relevant, but like, how do you have a coon hunting contest? Is it like the number of raccoons you kill, or is it the size?
The number.
Or the number? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you have a time frame? Like, what is...
Like, the course of a night. I think this one, it was, like, multiple nights. And what happened was...
But he had two dogs. That's not fair.
No, you use multiple,
okay.
Yeah. Raccoons are real smart. They'll drown your dog.
Oh, I'm well aware. I've sent a picture to Anthony recently of one riding a wild boar at a possum, and the possum was just like, bring it, bro.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Either that or
I almost thought Old Yeller, but if Old Yeller was killed by a gunshot, he'd still have rabies, so he still would have died. So I didn't pick Old Yeller. But yeah, Where the Red Fern Grows, Old Dan, only correct answer.
I was going to say, and this is going to spoil a thing for you, so you're just going to have to be
That's
like, Night Eyes. When Night Eyes passes in the next books.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the ones that I really wanted to say, but the thing is, he lives so long, and he's getting old, and it's like...
He would have died soon anyway.
It's kind of his time, you know? And, like, but at the same time, here's the thing. When he dies, it puts a very specific twist on Fitz as a character that over the course of the next book causes him even more issues.
Yeah.
I would have been curious as to see if he could have avoided some of those problems if he had still had his wolf.
Pity you haven't finished Jade City yet, because I feel like there's
a good discussion there.
Yeah.
After I finish Jade City, I'd like to do a bonus, because so far I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. I just finished Warbreaker. I think I may end up doing a little bonus with Superfan Tanya because she just finished it too.
Well, is there any other characters that died in books that you'd be interested to see, like how it would have affected?
Legend.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, Druss the Legend. Because
he again at some point.
He got poisoned. You know If he hadn't been poisoned, I think he would have pulled it out. I think. I'm
not even gonna lie. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I mean they had to poison him to get him. You know, like it's super shady.
Yeah, let's see. What if I'm trying to think of like Sanderson books? Has there been a character that died that I really? Oh man, if God, the main character in the first Mr. Worm books, or not the main character, but like Vin's like master guy.
Why they were all
Kelsier?
just going to die anyway.
Kelsier? I don't care.
The most bleak, depressing. Fuck that.
Yeah,
setting.
but Kelsier was the thing that kept everybody happy and like kept everybody's head on straight, and he was pretty badass.
They would have just had straight heads as the world died.
That's fine.
No.
It would have been more. It would have been more fun to read the world dying.
Old Dan.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there are B's or twos that are relevant to discuss, Bob. Silver medal is still a medal. I'm just saying, and it's worth discussing.
It is, but just so long as we're clear that Old Dan is the gold.
I'm gonna probably spend the next week trying to disprove you.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know that I can.
Yeah, I mean, I would be shocked if you could, because Old Dan. Yeah. You think on it. We can revisit this.
Yeah.
All right, so wrapping things up here, want to give two huge shout-outs to a guy in our writing group. I often pun his name and say that, sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
But today, I can happily say less is most.
I was going to say less.
No, less is most, because less is now a patron of ours on Patreon.
Hey!
Also, brand ambassador Ryan has become a sponsor of ours on Patreon.
Oh!
Guess what? That word subscription is now paid for every month.
Oh my God, then you'll stop bitching about it.
One of our 3 expenses for this podcast is now covered.
Also, completely unrelated, those socks.
Oh, those were good. Those are good socks.
I'm
yeah.
going if
Kathmandu.
those other damn socks that are sitting on my
they're yours now.
Oh, they're mine, dude.
Yeah, they're yours.
No, I felt like a dick because Anthony came over and forgot to give them to him.
Well,
he had a gun. What was he gonna do? He was more worried about his gun.
Yeah, priority's wrong there because the socks are
socks way
much
more
better
important.
Than the gun. But yeah, so big ups to them. We now have 4 patrons on our Patreon.
Yeah, dog.
Super excited for that. Big thanks to everyone. Would definitely love it if y'all would consider supporting the podcast. We got a bunch of cool stuff coming up that's going to be going up on there. As always, you can email us at booksbeardsbooze@gmail.com. And you can just find anything Tales by Bob, shoot me a message on there, I'll respond. Last bit of business. I said last week we were going to announce a contest.
All right.
I'll be doing a blog post about this, so there'll be more details there. But, in short, if you're a patron, you get 1 entry. We're going to do a drawing. If you are a patron, you get 1 entry. And you can rack up as many entries as possible. If you leave an iTunes review, you get an entry. If you will email us at booksbeardsbooze and tell us what your favorite thing about the podcast is, and Bob. That's 1, and what your least favorite thing about the podcast Bob. Is, that's another. Mm-hmm. So you can have up to 4 entries. I'll also throw out if you will go leave a comment on one of our YouTube videos. Anyone. Don't care. Just leave a comment. That's 5. So that's 5 ways you can get entered. And by the time I do the blog post, I may have come up with some more ways. But, so what do you get? What do you get if you win when we do this drawing? You get a still sealed in the packaging collection of Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn trilogy.
I really like that came up in this episode, and then you were like, just shit.
I just shit all over it? Yeah, I shit all over it. To be fair, I'm apparently the only person who doesn't like these books. And they're written really well. The setting is very bleak. It's a depressing setting is what I'm not a fan of. We'll also throw in one of our Books, Beards, Booze shot glasses in there. And if you win, we'll contact you and get your mailing address, and we'll mail it out to you. So you get a really awesome trilogy, you get a shot glass. And
we'll inevitably talk about you once
we
you've won.
And we may...
Bob will try and pun your name.
We may try and put some more goodies in the box. Like, we may just get one of those, like...
Bob will draw you a snail.
Yeah, we may just get one of those, like, flat rate boxes and just cram as much shit as we can into it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, please, hit us up. Like I said, Monday, I'll do the blog post describing, and we'll post about it. And it is going to run until... the end of November. Give people 2 months to do it. Yeah. December 1st, we'll have the drawing.
Hey, there you go. And then maybe we can get them to it for Christmas.
Yeah. So, all right.
Oh, maybe we'll wrap it.
Man,
maybe I'll wrap it.
There we go. Let's set reasonable expectations.
There you go. Let's say the one that actually knows how to wrap gifts will wrap gifts.
Yeah. All right. As always, in the coming week, I challenge you, please, go forth and grow a great beard.